This is our first trip to New York City. Well, Patrick's first trip to New York City. So we flew up on a Friday morning, landed into LaGuardia, took the train into the city. So we're staying at the Hilton Midtown around 56th Street, right next to Radio City Music Hall and where Colbert films his show, which is pretty cool. We took a walk around the southern part of Central Park in the evening. This was in November, so it was getting pretty chilly, like into the 30s at nighttime, but 50s during the day. We had dinner with my old friend Scott at a really nice brasserie. The next morning, we got roped into doing a Hilton timeshare presentation, but the view of Central Park was pretty great, and we didn't buy a timeshare. So that day we went walking around the city, kind of checking some different things out. Then we went on a food tour. So we went to 8 different bakeries down the Little Italy and Chinatown area. So these were some dim sum that they don't even have, an English menu. The food was absolutely amazing. The tour guide was really knowledgeable. She does this for fun on the weekends. We got authentic bagels. So yummy. And then we went to this place that had pickled everything, any type of fruit or vegetable you can think of. The pineapples were pretty delicious. A candy store that actually had Irish candy and candy from all around the world. And we kept wandering Little Italy, checking out all the little festivals and things that were going on. Then we had some knishes, which we hadn't had before. And got some amazing, authentic pizza with Mike's Hot Honey. And then the last stop was for some cannolis at this 100-year-old bakery in Little Italy where they had signs up because a lot of the Italian immigrants were illiterate at that time, so that's why the big ice cream signs. We wandered around looking for an Irish bar, and we did eventually find one called the Hibernian and got an Irish penicillin and a pint, of course. It was absolutely packed. Had to do the obligatory walk through Times Square, which was absolutely jam-packed and ridiculously busy. And then went to the Amazon Go store. We were able to see the rink at 30 Rock just getting set up, and they were just putting up the Christmas tree, so that was fun. We had reservations to go eat at Italy, so we took the subway back downtown to the Wall Street area, and the food was fine. It was not amazing. It was okay. And of course had to be home early. The next morning we went downtown again. We wanted to see the bull on Wall Street and actually go to the Castle Clinton Monument, which reminds us a lot of all the other forts we've been to. Then we took the ferry over to Brooklyn. Took about 8 minutes to get to the bottom of the Brooklyn Bridge, and then we were able to walk around with the lovely fall foliage and found this market called Time Out Market and had some drinks there, and that's apparently where all the families are. That afternoon was the big deal. We had tickets for Anne Juliet at the Stephen Sondheim Theater. The show was absolutely amazing. It's like if Juliet didn't die when she tried to commit suicide. It was totally packed. The songs were great. We sung along. And then we walked over to the Christmas Village at Bryant Park. People talk a lot about the food here. We had a couple of bites to eat but weren't as hungry as we thought. Had to walk through Grand Central Station so Patrick could see it. And then the best part, we took this cable car for like $2.75 over to Roosevelt Island, up to the Graduate Hotel, where on the 12th or 14th floor they have a bar called the Panorama Room, and you can see the entire city from there. You can see all of Brooklyn, most of Manhattan, the Empire State Building. They had a pretty good DJ, very interesting architecture, of course. It was kind of like Art Deco style. And we're able to just take in the sights. You had to have a reservation, but they didn't charge anything to get in, which was good. And then later that night, Patrick made us wait about 40 minutes in the freezing cold to get some falafel. It was great. Next morning, we went through Central Park and had to stop at the Museum of Natural History before we headed on home, and we just enjoyed walking around in the foliage and in the cold and enjoying all the sights and people out walking these old bridges. Definitely felt like Sarah Jessica Parker walking around here with all these brownstones. And there's the big T-Rex. Obligatory silly pose. Until next time.